Hello from Dubai. This is the podcast Pigeon of Peace, where we do review and interesting skills of troubleshooters. Watch, listen, and check the description to navigate through the questions. Let's speak about logging, and let's start with the definition.
If you have a meeting and you talk with your opponents and you have a lot of things to discuss, you have a hope that after this meeting or several or set of meetings, you will create decisions, and those decisions would be implemented in life. But in order to be implemented, they should be written in the right form, and they should have a responsible person with a name. Also, it would be time slot or time frame where it should be fulfilled, and maybe they also will have some period where they will be checked or controlled. So it's looking very easy. For example, Maxim has a company A, I have a company B, and we have a meeting, and suddenly we decide to make logging. And for example, we with Maxim will talk for 40 minutes. We will give instructions to our teams, and then we will go all together to to swim on the ship, or maybe to drink vodka. And our teams will create detailed plan how to implement our wishes, and suddenly they will find that they have different meaning about all the same statement. For example, Maxim will tell, okay, we shall create, nothing more, we shall create. But my team will say, okay, but the main word is we, all together. But Maxim's team will say, no, we couldn't make this, we are not a professional. So we think that when we talk this is just about polite way to say what we are going to do, but you should create this. And suddenly when you have already complete document, for example 5 pages, you will find very difficult to sign them by all people. For example, the document contained like, I don't know, 30 items, and I would say, okay, I am agree. Why I am agree? Because I am not responsible for. But if I will responsible for some part of the task, I would read very carefully, and I would vote to change some words, and maybe to make prolongations, and maybe to give me some additional resources, and so on. For example, Maxim team will tell something. Okay, Oleg is responsible for creating a mathematical model for, I don't know, stress testing of some several basket with currencies. And I will say, okay, come on, but I will need several advisors. I need access to supercomputer. I need to have several helpers, and so on. And suddenly Maxim team will say, come on, it's your internal affair. I don't care. You could do it as you want. But as an old paper wolf, I know that if I will not ask when I was given the task with additional resources, I will never gain them. So this task would be never completed.
And when we do speak about the logging itself, like obviously it's like thinking about like how it will be put in the paper, and then how it will be put into the action as well. Like whether it has anything common with the theory of the description, meaning that, and maybe even with the mathematical logic, meaning that we do share the common vocabulary, and if it's not clear, there is a specific definition on the company or group or division level that explains things pretty much well, and what to do in order when there is like a different understanding of anything that was discussed.
Brilliant question, and I will give you several examples. For example, we have a pupil in School of Troubleshooter. His name is Konstantin, and maybe you know his name. And he was working from Cyprus with a team from Korea. And suddenly he pronounced something, I am not sure that we could do this. And they stopped all the communication, because in Korean language, if you just give, I don't know how to say, намек, hint, like a hint that something couldn't be fulfilled, they immediately understand that they have blockers. Another example, there is a novel which I like a lot. I don't know how to say it in English, but in Russian language it translates like goal. Elliot Goldratt wrote this industrial poem, and in this poem there is a story, short story. American director was writing a letter to Japanese director, please send me 1,000 microchips and amount of BRAC, of defect,
Defects.
but amount of defects should be not more than 4%. Suddenly, after several weeks, this American director got a parcel from Japan, and inside were two packets. One contained exactly 1,000 microchips, and another was having additional parcel with 40 chips, and they were broken definitely by the hammer. And he make a call to Japanese director and ask him, why you send me those broken chip? And Japanese answer was quite direct. You ask me to send you 1,000 well done microchips and also broken ones. We have no broken, so we broke for you. If you need it, you have it.
Well, this is a brilliant story indeed. And when we're going back to the art of logging, so what should be the outcome of the a specific meeting or a specific action, and how exactly it should be circulated with the participants or maybe with the stakeholders as well?
You know, there are several rules. First, if you come to the meeting, you should have I forgot how to say shablon.
Template.
You should, yes, thank you. You should have a template, and template of our Bureau Bragинский, we have like 3-page empty minutes or empty agenda file, and in those cells we usually write who is presenting and what is responsibility of this person. If someone will leave the table, we also write it. If someone will smile, we also will write. If someone will make some kind of noises or maybe will look at the ceiling, we also write it. So we write it very big first part, very big end part, and very big middle part. On the big part, we write when, where, how many people, what they have roles, and when they united to our meeting and when they leave. Even, for example, if they go in for so-called biopause, yes?
Yeah, that's correct.
Even if we ask for tea or hot or soft drinks, we also write it down. Then we write how it was like a discussion. So every sentence with timestamp, and where if person was leaving his seat or her seat, we also write it down. For example, person was leaving the table and was going to the window, and maybe he was using remote control to high up or low up temperature on air condition, or maybe this person was making a personal call, or maybe he was looking to his gadget and so on. And last part, it was like, I don't know how to say, but this is like a project of decision, проект решения.
Decision making.
Проект решения.
Then it's correct. The project of the decision.
And you know why? Because if you will not write, some people couldn't understand what was the result of our meeting. And suddenly they will find, okay, we have like seven decisions, but you should plan this decision before your meeting. So when you're going on the meeting, you should understand what you want to have as a result. For example, I have money, I have people, I have resources, I have improvement.
And when it comes to the preparation as well, sometimes, like we should be sending the materials and the agenda, etc. But sometimes there might be like occasional meetings that just, like happens, like out of blue. So should it be the same level of preparation, same level of processes, or it will be okay to give like an exception?
You know, if you are professional, you always ready to do something. For example, you couldn't catch a wild monkey, you couldn't catch wild tuna because they used to hide if something threatens them. The same with person who work in corporate hierarchy. You should say something like, okay, my name is Maxim Golub and I have my template. If nobody against it, I would fill it down and I will send to everyone after 5 minutes we finish our meeting.
And sometimes there are actually the meetings that even I was like the participant, and the notes were not taken, whether it's like a recommended or whether it's like it depends on the situation, to take the notes and then like circulate them amongst the group, because I do believe sometimes it's also might be considered like, like a showing off, or maybe, like a showing the unnecessary initiative, not understanding the political landscape. So what might be the recommendation here besides of taking note for yourself?
If you are responsible for something, if you was given some prospect, you should write it down and you should tell to everyone, okay, I have short notes of everything what's happened. If someone need, I could send. But in any way, I would send to everyone how I understand task which I have after this meeting. Because if you are going to the meeting, you are or given somebody work, or you or you accepting this.
And my last question will be how knowing about the logging could help to make this world a better place.
Maxim, a lot of our negotiations were finished when we start to write protocols, because some companies make something like this. For example, you have a small company and I am huge state agency, and I am saying, come on, let us show that you are able to do this. Please write us down like technical request. And we work, for example, 100 pages, and suddenly this document will be given to another company which is associated with some people with a strong wallet, and error or mistake was made not by this agency but by you. If someone asks you to do something, you should understand that in business, after any actions, you would be or punished or rewarded.
And we review the skill of logging and how it could be helpful for you. Stay in peace.